Hey guys, welcome back. Healing tea. Did this one with Ogu. And because I've been working with Ogu, I went and did my civic duty today. So happy voting day to those of you in America that had to vote today. Well, had the privilege to vote today. If you have been accused of certain crimes, you can't vote in this country, and that's nothing from nothing. But where I voted, we had this very confusing addition to the ballot. And I don't know how they do it in any other country, but in America, they love to beat the English language to death, and they love to use logic that switches back on itself several times in the same explanation so that you're not really sure what you're doing. And we do not have a peaceful voting place. There's like 6 or 7 people yakking at each other. So I'm trying to read several paragraphs of legalese of shall this high-flowing name do this high-flowing thing, and do you vote yes? And if you vote yes, are you aware that it's to a smaller power to enact this? And and you're not supposed to talk to people when you're in the voting booth. You're really not. And it's such a small town, it's so relaxed. I said, I'm sorry, but does anybody understand this final question? And I said, I've read it 3 times. Nobody up there understood it. And that is not a good way, by the way, for the government to work, because you're basically, it's basically like entrapment, because you have no idea what you just said yes or no to. So they even brought me the English translation. And this was already in English, but this was the simplified English translation, which was even worse than the regular English. It was as if they had transferred it to 5 other languages using Bing Translate and then translated it back to English. So it was so convoluted, even the translation, that we had no idea what we were voting on. We knew what it was. And we knew it had to do with taxes, and we knew that wasn't good, but we had no idea what our vote would mean, if anything. So, and why bring that up? Well, sometimes we can run into that with, sorry, it's good tea, and you should drink healing tea while it's hot. We can run into that with life. You know, you can get yourself so convoluted, because anytime you want to know anything, there are at least 20 people on the internet, and they'll all tell you the 20 different answers. We can get so convoluted that we forget to listen to, say, Loki, or whoever you're working with. And I noticed as I was working very strongly with Ogu the past couple of days, he's coming in nice and clear now, and he will answer me instantly. That's, he's very snap, very prompt. He does not have time to waste, unlike me, that I stumble over the English language. And even he, I don't think, could have figured this one out, because it was so convoluted. But he will help you cut through that nonsense. He will say, okay, let them play their game. Let them do whatever they're going to do. And then, because they're also political ogus, they will take action. They will say, this is what they did. This is what they tricked us into if it would pass. And this is what we can take, the legal steps we can take to stop it. Now, Loki is a lot the same way. If you manage to trick Loki, it would not work out for your benefit. If you manage to pull a fast one on him, it would not work out for your benefit, because he would not only figure out you tricked him, he would think, oh, well, we're going to correct this, because if you read his stories, every time someone tricked him or trapped him or whatever, he got back, and then he got back then some. So he's not a god to do trickiness to, but he is a god that can help you through trickiness, such as, even though the polynendum, or whatever you call it, might not be very interesting, it was important because it was dealing with a good chunk of money. It made it sound like taxes would disappear. Possibly. Maybe. Or would they? Maybe. Not sure. The way it was worded, they could take anything from up to 100% to nothing off your taxes. And if they took 100% off, maybe we'd pay higher taxes in stores, which is what people have been trying to get them to do for decades. Only this was so confusing and so convoluted, nobody was sure. Everybody was like, what? Huh? So, we have to wait and see. And Loki could kind of help us find that path in there of when life is that tricky, when you are just totally confused and you're sitting down and you have no idea what to do. My advice would be to listen to Loki, to let Loki give you a prompt. Don't let people, myself included, head you in the opposite direction of where it feels Loki is prompting you to go. You know, as I've said before, we only have so much time on this planet, and there's no use wasting the time you have with Loki in letting other people divert you from something. So if you're trying to work with something with Loki right now, and you're confused, and this feels timely, I don't know why, and you're getting like 20 or 30 different answers, and you know what you want in your heart, and Loki isn't, you know, himself saying something, then you should go after what you want. Whatever it is. I don't know what that is. Loki doesn't sit down and say, hey, this person, this person, this person, your business is your business. So I hope that helped, guys. But yeah, I was like, it was such a tricky mess. I still don't know what I voted on. And I was like, geez. You know, this is kind of like life, because sometimes life you can get so messed up, you'll, like, anything you practice from, like when I practice with the voodoo and spirits, or I practice with Loki or something, you'll meet 20 different people with 20 different opinions of whether you even have a right to be with that spirit or that god or what have you. I would tell you things to tell these people, but unfortunately YouTube would demonetize me, probably ban me from YouTube, so just use your very active imagination of what to tell these people, but you know, basically they can mind their own business. And if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.